And are you ready to go?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Metaphiles.
Oh, yes, ladies and germs and all. Metaphiles.
Metaphiles.
I am Zac Caffrey. With me, as always, is Jason Ford. And this is Metaphiles, the podcast that talks to you. The pilot. The birth. The maiden voyage.
The Genesis.
The Genesis. The onset. The outset. Jay, say a few words to the people.
I'm happy to be here. It's just like a podcast.
Yeah, and just like that, we are now officially podcasters.
Yeah.
We could stop right now and release this, and it would be a podcast.
We could.
We've done it.
We're going to do it.
But we are going to keep doing it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Well, before anything else, I just want to hear the song one more time. I mean, nobody says we have to talk. And people are going to fast forward through this thing as the weeks go by. But right now, let's just make them sit through it one more time.
Yeah. It's a hell of a song.
Metaphiles.
Wow. I mean, it's just an embarrassment of riches already. And it's the very tip of the iceberg.
There's lots more to come.
So much more. I mean, people don't even know what our name is or why it's our name. And I'm going to go ahead and spoil it all hour this week. We will be discussing names.
Names of all kinds, origins of names.
That's right. The very concept of why name. What name? Who name?
Who?
But before that, since it is our first episode, I just assume that people are going to have some questions about just
I would.
you and I.
Yeah.
I do. So
Like what?
I've written down a couple questions that I think people might ask. That if you would...
I think I can take that.
Yeah, and we'll just go ahead and answer these for you all right now.
Who are you guys?
We are the hosts of Metaphiles. Fuck you.
How do you know each other?
We know each other from hosting this podcast together. Get bent.
Why should I listen to you?
Oh, well, eat shit. You don't have to.
Yeah. How can I support the show?
Now, that's a great question. You can like, you can subscribe, you can rate and review. Asshole.
Assholes.
Fucking scumbag.
Would you do it? Just rate and review it.
Yeah, pieces of shit.
Well, that's out of the way.
Yep. So now that everyone knows everything,
Fucking assholes.
we can get to it. And let's talk names.
Okay.
The reason I wanted this to be the topic for our first episode is because I feel like basically every podcast first episode is them saying why they are named whatever they're named.
That's true.
It's like
They took such a long time to think about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so important.
Yeah. And as though it isn't important. A podcast could be untitled.
It couldn't. What would people search for?
Untitled podcast.
There's probably like 30 of those.
There probably are. I'm glad we didn't try and like that one.
We have lots that we did like.
We have lots that we did like, and we just sat and brainstormed them all. I'll go ahead and show this to those listening on video.
You take a screenshot.
Yeah. That's real, authentic Metaphile handwriting right there. So we'll just go through real quickly some of the ones that we lost along the way. This will be an in memoriam segment.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get some little plunky piano behind it, or I'll just do plunky piano. Do you want to?
There it is.
Yeah.
It just started.
Do you want to read them and I'll do the music?
You gonna keep doing the music? Okay. Solipsism. It's kind of on brand. Once we get into the meat and bones of what we're talking about, as far as what this podcast is about.
I believe it was the Solipsism Hour.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm the piano player, but I'm also just a big fan. Anyway, I'll go
keep
back
playing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Big fan.
Zoom out hour. Zoomed. Zoomer millennials. Zoom fold. Alright, so that's like a lot of, I think
Zoom. Yeah. The general idea is here on Metaphiles, we zoom out on a thing.
That's what we do.
And so we thought of a bunch of things that said zoom in them.
There was also the Talk show. Kind of runs with the same theme. We talked about what we talk about multiple times. And our dear friend, Laura, made a great suggestion that we call it the Stupid Idiot Boy... Wait. Yeah.
The Stupid Smelly
Boy
Garbage...
Idiot. Yeah, no, the Smelly Idiot Boy Garbage podcast.
Smelly Idiot Boy Garbage podcast.
I like the ring to it.
Sigpub?
As an acronym, yeah.
Sigpub.
Well, I just like saying it. The Smelly Idiot Boy Garbage podcast.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I just, I don't want to go on record as being garbage. I do
that every time I wake up.
Did we miss any good ones, though?
Oh, there's more.
Oh.
MetaZoom. Zoometa.
Yeah. This is brainstorming where there are no bad ideas.
The Anytime Hour.
That's a good one. Kinda.
I think there's an arrow on the bottom of the thing. To turn the page.
Maybe. And there you go. We also had the Fold-In Hour, the Narsacast. Pretty good one. Pod Cell? I don't even know what that means.
I think it's a play on incel.
Yeah, but why?
There's no incels here, so I don't know what that could possibly mean.
Heck no. I want to break down Pod Cell. This is...
It was your suggestion.
Do you know that for sure?
Yeah. Yep.
I still don't know what it means. Okay. You could have convinced me. I would have believed you.
Pod Cell.
We're
podcast celibate.
We're podcast celibate, which means we will only do this podcast with each other.
No, celibate means we didn't do any podcasts at all, right?
Yeah.
Which couldn't be the name. It wouldn't make any sense. Which is why I don't know why you suggested it.
I feel like I remember hearing that I didn't suggest it.
Let's move on.
Too late already, I think. But the main one that we lost, and this would be the, how when they do the in memoriams, they say, don't applaud more for the famous people than the ones you don't know. But there's always one that, people can't help it. It's like, no, they have to. They have to know that I miss Robin Williams more.
Robin Williams.
And that was the one. We were going to be the Robin Williams podcast. No, the initial inception of this podcast, in a lot of ways, came from the name, the podcast.
Yeah.
Which I thought of and thought, oh, well, if it was that, then it could be a podcast about the podcast that's about, which is essentially
what this podcast is.
What it has become. When I pitched the idea for that show to Jay, we started saying it to each other, and we were, that is Jay, Jason, Jay. We'll get to that later.
Next week's names episode?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Next week is also going to be names. We might read some more things off an old napkin, so stick around for that. We spent weeks saying the podcast to each other.
Months, possibly.
Yeah, I would say quite possibly months, or perhaps a week, or perhaps 4 weeks and a few more weeks.
Sure.
However,
I'll concede that.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
This is going to go okay. Give and take.
I think so.
Now, I want to tell this part of the story, and I'm going to ask you to give me some background music, because it's a little bit like a little bit of internet detective work went on.
Okay. Just tell me when you want me to start.
Okay. So, that's detective music?
That's Gladiator.
He was kind of like a detective. Now think about it.
That's a good idea for a movie. Gladiator, but noir style.
Gladiator P.I.
Gladiator P.I. I can't think of detective music.
Give me like some like smoky saxophone and stuff. Yeah. There you go. All right. So there I was, Googling the name of my own future podcast. It was raining like a son of a bitch. And I found that the podcast name had already been taken. The podcast already existed. Run by a trio of Canadians, one of whom also happened to be named Jay. The other two's names are not important.
All right, I'm done with music. I'm going to finish it off with the James Bond theme song.
Oh.
Are
we going to get sued by James Bond?
Let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay.
As you were saying, sorry.
No, it was a good James Bond theme. So, podcast name was already taken by these three Canadian quote-unquote podcasters who had created for themselves a SoundCloud, a Facebook page, an Instagram, a Twitter, and a YouTube. All of the things that a podcaster needs, except for one other thing that they need, which is content. And these three Canadians...
I'm just real quick, I'm almost worried that we have too much content. If I'm being perfectly honest.
I share in this fear. I think this thing is already so overloaded. People are going to be like, I don't know if I can keep enjoying myself this much for the next however many minutes this is.
Just hang on.
Yeah.
You just hang on, you can do it.
Yeah, because eventually this will just be just a nice cozy blanket that you're going to wrap yourself up into. We're not always going to read things off napkins.
No.
Just every couple episodes.
Yeah.
But
We're talking about the goddamn Canadians.
yes. And the reason we're mad at them, and this is just, we have beef. The Metaphiles has beef. And here's why. Because these three quote-unquote podcasters took the name, took all the social media presence, and created 8 episodes. And that is why it is Jay and I's solemn vow to you, the listeners and viewers of Metaphiles. We vow we will do at least 9 episodes of this podcast, and that is our vow. Now,
A leaf.
a leaf?
That's their flag. A leaf.
Oh, I thought you were saying we will do a leaf 9. But yeah, a leaf.
Bad.
You know what a leaf does?
What?
It crumples up and blows away in the wind, never to engage with its listener base again.
Like a hockey puck that goes over the barrier into the stands.
That's right. Now, just to finish the story, I contacted Canadian Jay, as he will heretofore be
It's not a
known.
band.
No.
It's not a band. It's the guy. It's what we call him.
I contacted Canadian Jay,
Yeah.
and I was very nice about it. I said, hey, listen, guy,
Pal? Friend?
can we have it? I worded it much better than that, but I won't go into it. Now, what do you fine folks at home think Canadian Jay said back to me? This nice stranger. He said, I'll get back to you in a couple weeks. I gotta talk to my lawyer.
Canadian weeks.
Who knows how long they are?
Who knows?
I think it's different every time.
And a lawyer. He
A
had to-
lawyer.
For a
Wanted
podcast.
to get the law involved like some kind of James Bond.
I'm not doing it again.
No, please don't.
Okay.
We're already up to 2 potential court cases in our first episode. So,
Oh.
we not wanting to call in our admittedly high-powered lawyers. And we do have them. You know who you are if you're listening.
We got him in the wings.
That's right. But listen, come on. There's plenty of names out there for everyone, as we'll discuss for the rest of this hour. So we came up with all the things on the napkin. We're the Metaphiles now, but we have beef. And we're here to say that we're no jingoists.
No.
We don't believe that all Canadians are bad. Of course not. But
No.
I think we do think all Canadian podcasters are bad people. And if any Canadian podcasters hear this and want to dispute that, come get us.
Yeah.
Come get us. We're right here.
Run over by a moose for all I care.
We're right here in Metaphiles Studios. And
In this place.
in this place, this undisclosed location.
Like an ISIS video.
Yeah. And we're not in ISIS.
No. But the Canadians probably are.
The Canadian podcasters probably are.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to anybody who's a listener who
I'm not. Is Canadian?
is a Canadian podcaster.
Stop listening.
Well, don't stop listening. Come get us.
Okay.
But let's move on, because I'm getting hot.
I'm getting hot too.
And we all know the Canadians aren't, because it's too cold up there. All right. Listen.
I hate him.
The podcasters.
Yeah. Where were we? Where did we leave off?
Well, there is one last name which didn't even get written down. Frankly, I refused to write it down. And I'll say it. I think this might be the only time I'll be willing to say it.
Okay.
It was your suggestion. You felt that this show could be called The Leia Playas.
Yeah. Which is on brand. It's what we do. We play with layers.
We are
of a subject.
We play with Leia.
We're layer players. Leia players.
Yeah. Well, I hate that. But I know it meant a lot to you, that name.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it did.
I want to give you the opportunity to prove me wrong.
Okay.
So for the rest of this segment...
Well, I'm going to suggest a better podcast than this one that we could do as the Leia Plays segment. How about that?
Okay, sounds good. So for the rest of this segment, I turn the floor to you, and it's
a better podcast, and you guys, the listeners, are going to have to vote on this. Yes or no? Should we replace the Metaphiles with this podcast? And the idea is John Lovitz. I don't know, in the ER.
And that's what the Leia Playas is about? I'm sorry.
Well, no, this segment is called Leia Playas. This is a segment just for me where I suggest.
This is your podcast. The Leia Playas is your podcast.
It's just I pitch a podcast.
You get to do whatever you want.
Well, I pitch a podcast that could be better than this one if we wanted to do it, which I think there's lots.
So the Leia Playas is a podcast where you pitch another. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You got it.
Okay.
So I think a better podcast would be John Lovitz, ER. Just he's an ER doctor.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm losing him. I need the defibrillator. That's pretty good, John Lovitz, right?
That's very good. I like what you're doing with your hand.
Oh, nurse. Or you could do like, John, you're such a good doctor. Thank you for saving my life. You're such a good doctor. Jealous?
And that's what the Leia Playas is?
No, that'd be
Every
the better
week?
podcast. Yeah, well, it's just a vote. People can vote for it because it could be better.
People can vote if the Leia Playas should be about John Lovitz in the ER?
Yeah. It could be a whole podcast. I could do that voice the whole time. Jealous? The John Lovitz voice.
Can you do more than those 3 sentences?
Give me a sentence.
The Leia Playas is a bad podcast?
I don't think John Lovitz would say that.
Well, he's an actor. It's his job to read the script he's given.
Stop sending me scripts. Nah, it doesn't work.
Oh, no, it does, because a doctor also has scripts.
Take 2 in the morning.
Okay, I think the Leia Playas is a bad name. But is the name...
I don't think you're getting it. Leia Playas is a segment during which I suggest a better idea for a podcast.
Oh. What does that have to do with layers?
I don't know. Because this is another layer to this podcast.
Oh.
It's like a podcast stacked on top of another one.
I would say buried inside of. Hopefully deep.
Well, that's... I'm excitable. So let's move on.
Okay, we'll be right back. All right, we're back on Metaphiles. We've discussed to perfection the idea of podcast names. No more needs be said
No.
by anyone.
That's it.
So now, let's zoom out, and I want to talk about our names.
Okay.
What they mean, if we like them. Do you like your own name? Do you like being called Jason?
I've never had a problem with it. No, I'm fond of my name. I think it fits, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Your name is garbage.
Well, we'll find out, I think. I do want to say, because I think in all of our promotional material and whatnot, you'll be Jason. I introduced you at the top as Jason Ford. You introduce yourself to people as Jason. But for some reason, maybe just because I don't have good hearing and also don't listen to other people, when I met you and asked your name...
You thought it was James.
No, I thought it was Jay. I thought you introduced yourself to me as Jay, which now seems impossible because I've watched you introduce yourself to people dozens of times and it's never happened. But I never once... I didn't make the conscious choice to shorten your name from Jason to Jay. In my memory, you were Jay from you told me that.
I didn't know that.
But that's impossible, right?
Why? Why is that impossible?
Because you've never, ever done it another time.
Well, when I introduce myself to somebody, I shake their hand and say, "Hey, I'm Jason."
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Jason.
Yeah.
They usually think I'm saying James because I say it so fast.
Jameson.
Sometimes.
Jameson.
Well, the second syllable is just like just tagged on at the end, like a vestigial sound. I'm Jason.
Yeah.
I do that a little bit too much. So maybe, like I'm used to that happening. I'm living with it and I'm working through it.
Yeah. And you seem good.
Just like in general?
As far as me calling you Jay for several years now. You seem good.
No, I don't mind. Jay, any of the other Jason nicknames are fine too.
Son. What if I just called you... What if I started calling you Son?
That's not fine.
At all times. We were out somewhere at a bar or whatever, and I'm just like, this is my friend's son. This is Son.
Your friend's son?
This is Son.
That's not a bad name for a person's son.
Son.
That is terrible. And I take umbrage with that too. I don't like. And it's not an official. It's not a real nickname for Jason. It's not.
I guess not.
Well, let's
get official with Jason. Let's find out.
Everybody's
the
welcome
meaning
to at all times
of
to
your
be official
name.
with me.
Do you already know this, or is this going to be brand new for you?
I'm going to keep that to myself and just let you read it.
Very professional.
Professional.
That's good. It's because it might have had no stakes whatsoever. If you already knew what I was about to read and you've looked this up a bunch of times, then there's no reveal.
I got stakes coming out of my ears.
Here we go. According to the internet,
which we all know is right about everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's right about this. It's right about everything we say it's right about on this show. And if you don't believe that, look it up on our website.
Or you can just stop watching.
Yeah. Don't, though. Here we go. Jason is a classic and traditional Greek name. I like that it's a classic. In Greek, the name means healer. From the Greek...
I should be a doctor.
I? You should be a doctor, but do you know what you forgot to do? Go to grad school.
Ah, damn it.
Forgot.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm screwed.
No, yeah, but hey, listen to this. This will cheer you right back up, I bet. In Hebrew, Jason means...
Can't believe I forgot to do that.
Yeah.
In Hebrew?
In Hebrew, Jason means the Lord is salvation.
It's true.
Yeah. And, there's also the whole Argonauts thing.
Hell of a movie. Great stop motion animation.
Yeah. And, since you bring it up, we're going to have to do a real quick aside, Jay. And we're going to find out real quick, so quick, we're going to find out what the IMDb Parents Guide has to say about Jason and the Argonauts. The IMDb Parents Guide is...
our Bible.
Yeah. It is salvation in my...
Well, I mean, you know, I have 3 kids, and I don't want them to get corrupted by all this crap that's out there.
Certainly not. And for this one, you better look out, because according to the IMDb Parents Guide, which is an open-sourced...
They're doing good things with that.
Yeah. According to it, there is in Jason and the Argonauts from 1963 one kissing.
Okay. Just fast forward. Just fast forward through it.
Okay.
So I would let my kids watch it. All 3 of them.
But on fast forward.
Well, just for that scene. I'd make them leave the room, then I'd fast forward.
You would make them leave the room, and then you would fast forward for yourself.
Yeah. Well, you know. Maybe we shouldn't go there. I don't know.
No, yeah. We'll head right past that. All right. Now, according to the internet, my own name.
Zach.
That's correct. Short for Zachary, which I say Zachary. Vestigial. Now, according to the internet, the meaning of my name, which I like, by the way. I like my name very much.
Good.
It's got the zzz. It's got the ack. Good. It means, from the Hebrew, God remembers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
God remembers.
So, don't fuck around with me. Because God remembers. I took that to mean he remembers things about me.
Anything bad that happens to you, or
Yeah.
any
Things people have
slight
done.
that people have perpetrated?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. If somebody didn't hold a door open for Zach,
God remembers.
God
that.
remembers.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of intense.
Maybe for you.
You're just used to it.
Uh,
Just been living with that.
yeah, I've always known.
We're gonna have to edit out every time I burp.
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I'm not ashamed of who I am.
I don't know. Are people really bummed out by burping on podcasts? I know they don't like eating on
Ah,
podcasts.
damn it.
Close. Good try. God remembers.
Damn it. I'm on God's shit list now.
Yeah, that's for the rest of your life, pal.
I think I'm just gonna get hooked on heroin.
No, do. Oh, okay.
It's over.
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
I mean, you know me, I'm health conscious, and
Well, your name means healer.
and I live up to it.
Yeah.
I'm, so, but now I'm just done. So I'm just gonna start smoking.
Yeah. You're
For the-
switching from
I'm
kale,
gonna never touch them, but I'm gonna, yeah.
switching from kale to tobacco. The cigarettes that people might have seen you smoking previously in this episode, those were kale cigarettes. But this one is
Yeah,
toasted
it's toasted.
fine tobacco.
Here's to feeling good all the time. Name that show.
The Metaphiles.
Seinfeld.
Oh.
That's their 3rd lawsuit, probably. If I
Just-
say
just
something
saying
from a
line
show.
from it?
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
Well, let's
We'll
just
have
move
to
past it.
we'll
right?
have to somehow like parent trap these people into all suing each other and then falling in love. And that way we're off the hook.
It's the ultimate legal defense.
Yeah, we'll get James Bond to sue the TV show Seinfeld.
All right. Good.
Yeah, drop a map.
That's James Bond right there.
This podcast is like Seinfeld in that most people will be annoyed by it.
Nobody's annoyed by Seinfeld. What are you talking about?
Sure they are. I'm not, and you're not. And that's why we talk this way.
If somebody's watching this that's annoyed by Seinfeld, I hope you're not still listening. And if you are, God remembers that you're still listening and hates you for it.
God remembers.
For thinking that Seinfeld is bad.
Yeah, God remembers. And is salvation. So start watching Seinfeld now. And repent. Yeah. What made you say Seinfeld? Oh, you said we might have to cut the burps out. We might have to cut this out right now. Are people as bummed out by burping on a podcast as eating on a podcast? That's a big one for
You're about
people.
to be.
They're about to be.
No.
For at least 9 episodes, they're about to be.
If you don't like burping on a podcast, you should stop. I hope you stopped listening already. I keep saying that.
Yeah. If one person listens to you every time you say it, by the end of this episode, we won't have any listeners. Because I think probably right about now we have 10. But they're the best 10 listeners that any podcast ever had.
Where were we?
Got it.
Got it.
Oh, we were talking about our names.
I think we patched that up nicely. Yeah.
Let's go last names. I don't know that you can look up the origin of a last name. Ford. Strong American name.
Built Ford tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like my last name. People make fun of me. They say found on road dead.
Oh.
And
is that something people say about Ford trucks?
Yeah, but I take it personally.
Well, yeah, because they're saying they wish you were dead.
Yeah. Kind of a sore subject. I don't know.
Okay, well, I want to go to what is less sore of a subject, but probably also is annoying. Do you get a lot of any relation?
Nah, not really.
Okay.
But there is. I mean, my Uncle Henry.
Henry Ford.
Yeah, all the cars you see.
Mm-hmm.
It's my Uncle Henry. Great uncle. Yeah.
Like the Nissans and stuff?
No, the Fords. And that's where I got my billions. I inherited it. Along with my Ford Fiesta. Nah.
Didn't get one of those?
Nope.
Just the billions and the 3 kids.
Yeah. Who I like to call Ford Pintos. It's a fine last name, though. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Strong.
Yeah, what's in
Quick.
the name Ford? I mean, honestly, it's hard to say it's bartenders. So that's another thing. You know, before I was Jason. James? No, Jason. And then bartender's like, yeah, I'll close out your tab. What's your name? And they just see, ooh, like over the loud noise. So I have to go like, Ford.
You can't
Like an
be
idiot.
fastidial on that one.
Nope. But people have had worse last names. I'm fine with my last name. I like it.
Yeah, one guy's last name that I heard about, I heard one time this one guy, his last name was Butt Kiss.
That is. People do have that name.
Terrible.
Kind of easy. Kind of easy to make fun of, you know?
Yeah.
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, but kids don't care how low hanging the fruit is. They're short.
I guess.
You got and this is just about to be, the sentence I'm about to say is going to be just great, stellar podcasting.
Is everybody ready? I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
It's about time we started.
You got 2-syllable first name, 1-syllable last name. Nice rhythm. Jason Ford.
Yeah.
I got 1-syllable first name as I choose to go. 2-syllable last name. Zac Caffrey. Good rhythm.
Yeah.
Good rhythms. When people name their kids, they should think about the rhythm of it instead of trying to name them like an Instagram handle the way these celebrities are doing these days.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Northwest.
Iggy Pop.
Come on, quit naming your kids Iggy Pop out there, celebrities. I'm talking to you, Timothy Chalamet. Quit naming your kids Iggy Pop.
Timothy Chalamet has got a good role to it.
It does.
I don't think there is a celebrity name that doesn't have a good role to it. In fact, I challenge you right now to come up with a name that doesn't have a good rhythm behind it. Just say it, just any name that doesn't sound good. I got one.
Okay.
Chris Hammondegger.
That's not a person.
Schwarzenegger. That kind of does have a rhythm to it. Schwarzenegger.
Are you thinking of Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I'm just thinking names. I go Austrian for some reason.
Well, look, let's not get another lawsuit going here.
Oh, maybe we should cut that.
I think so.
Cut.
I think we should cut everything except for the times where we say we should cut that, and we will probably have an hour's worth of material just on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know that I can think of a celebrity that doesn't have a good rhythmic name, but that's because they change them. And I'm here to expose it. That sometimes is not those people's real names, Jay.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Shania Twain?
Her real name was Shania Twain-Gegger.
Twain-Gegger. And we're back.
We never left.
No. Nope. We've been here this whole damn time.
Yeah, we didn't go into any...
Terrible, terrible content?
No. Things that just are so cancelable.
Multiple things.
Yeah.
But we're here to try to not be canceled. We kind of took a bet from a friend that we could do a podcast and not be canceled.
Yeah. Our friend
Johnny Glibben.
Yeah, I was going to say Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey podcast.
And we're back.
Spaced Out.
Oh, that would be a good name for his podcast.
Yeah. How we call it? We should name this podcast the Chainsmokers. Does that sound good to you?
No, because there's a shitty band named that. And we don't have time for band names on this episode. We're going to get to that in a future installment of Metaphiles, for sure.
With any luck.
So yeah, we'll be right back. All right, and we're back for segment 3 of Metaphiles, episode 1. And we're talking names. And now we're going to talk about what are they doing with these names even?
What's in a name?
That's the name of this segment. The name of this segment is, what is this even with names?
What?
How come there's names?
Why do we need names?
When did we start having those names all the time?
Who decided?
Who? Nobody asked me.
Did they have a name? Did the person who came up with the concept of a name have a name?
Well, they would have...
Named themselves?
No, they would have wanted people to have names if they had a name.
Yeah?
Let's get to it. Do you know... This is one of those things that you would know that I don't. Because it's about the Bible. And I don't know about that.
What do you got?
Lots of names, probably both of ours.
Yeah.
If you were to say, well, where does that come from? They would say it's a biblical name.
The Christian name.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that means that is because there was some guy in the Bible whose name was Jason.
Yeah.
Why was his name that?
I don't know why, but it was an angel. Archangel Jason.
Oh.
That's where the name comes from. And God just decided to name him that. I think he was the leader of all the angels. Or maybe that was Michael, which is my middle name.
So you're
Another-
a double angel.
Double angel. Yeah. So
You should get an angel tattooed on both of your biceps.
I already do. And I'm not going to show anybody now.
No. They gotta get that on the Patreon.
When we get one, yeah. I'll keep that in my back pocket on my biceps.
Yeah.
Which they're pretty big tattoos of angels.
Because of how your biceps are so big.
Had to cover the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had another question, but I've forgotten it. What about Zachariah as a Bible name? I'm guessing God named him that.
Let's see, Zachariah. I mean, I definitely know this. Zachariah. It's certainly from the Old Testament.
Yeah. You ready to win a podcast award right now?
What, like an AVGN award or something?
Is that a porn thing?
There's awards for all kinds of stuff.
Are there porn podcasts?
I'm sure there is. I mean, I'm not sure, but there probably is.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. We're going to win the podcast award right now. Who
Shoot for
even...
the stars. What's up?
Shoot for the Stars?
Yeah.
Is that the name of a porn podcast?
No, that's what we're doing now. Trying to go for a podcast award.
Well, okay. Here we go. Who even named God, man?
He did. He named himself and told people what he was named.
Oh. Okay. Well, there goes that award, I guess.
How is that going to get us an award? Solving that puzzle?
No, just like how fucking awesome that question is. Who even named God, man?
Oh,
That's like podcaster's delight. A question like that.
You don't listen to many podcasts, do you? No.
Just this one. That's why I'm making it.
It's a simple answer.
He named himself that.
Yeah.
Do you think he also had a bunch of shit scribbled on a napkin? I was like, what if I was called Bull? Nah. I can top it.
Yeah. A napkin. For when God gets a stuffy nose.
A cloud. A cloud that he uses as a napkin. That's cute, right?
Or kind of like what's that toilet paper with those fucking bears that always have dirty asses?
Oh, that's Charmin.
Kind of like Charmin clouds, and he was trying to write stuff on. He used nothing else.
Yeah. That's those from those commercials where we watch bears wipe their assholes on things. That's fun, right? Thinking about a shitty bear's asshole while you're in the middle of The Big Bang Theory or some current reference.
It's no ordinary bear.
It's
You ever see Yogi Bear stealing toiletries? Which is all his food. Because he knew the Charmin bears.
Do you think
ran with
he
them.
felt like most people bring toilet paper in a picnic basket? Like camping?
Personally, I do. So wait, hold on.
Yeah, we went from who named God to picnic baskets. But there was something in the middle that you were trying to get back to.
I don't remember, but so technically God is not one of God's names. I don't know where the actual name God came from. I don't know where the word God
His names are
came from.
The other ones. God has other names that he prefers to be called.
Yeah, like Yahweh.
He would introduce himself as Yahweh.
Yeah.
But people hear God like vestigial.
Right. He's like, hey, what's up, Yahweh?
I'm
Oh,
Yahweh.
God? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what happened.
Maybe he was a bit of a mumbler.
God's a mumbler.
God's a mumbler.
He's just talking to Moses, scribbling the commandments on the tablets, and God's like, yeah, just not kill, Kill your neighbor. Killing's bad.
What? Oh, Lord! Sorry?
Say it again. Should not kill.
Oh, yeah. And then Moses got to the point where it's like, you've asked a person to repeat it too many times. So you're just like, yeah, uh-huh. Okay. God.
That's what we've all been doing wrong this whole time.
We weren't listening.
Well, he needs to speak up.
Yeah. God, can you...
So, maybe God was the person that decided people needed names. Right.
Maybe. And this seems like a moment to switch back to the internet. Do you want to know the oldest? Well, I have the top 10 oldest recorded names in history.
Yeah.
You want to know them?
What if I guess one of them?
Go for it.
Craig.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. On top of that, I'm going to read all 10. I want you to say the one that you wish was your name, and then if a better one comes up later, it's too late. You can't change it.
Ooh.
So pick your moment.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
I will reveal I read the first 3 of them, and I already am going to shoot my shot real quick. Okay?
Shouldn't have told me that. Okay, let's go.
Okay. Earliest recorded human name, and I apologize if I pronounce any of these incorrectly. I'm not trying to. Cushim, from a tablet written in pre-cuneiform in ancient Sumer, sometime between 3400 and 3000 BCE. And I didn't read up on any of these people except for Cushim. Cushim was a barley accountant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Barley accountant was apparently a great gig back then.
Think you ever got in trouble for baking the books? Maybe that's where that term came from. Maybe that term is from cuneiform writing. Oh. Thank you.
All right.
Cushim.
Yes.
It's a pretty good strain of weed.
Number 2, which is for some reason 2 names. I don't know why. Galsal. Oh, no, I guess it's just Galsal.
I'm going to pick that.
You're going Galsal.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Galsal.
Yeah. Solid. All right. Number 3, which is, I guess it wasn't the top 3. Irihor.
You're a whore?
No. Come on. IRY-HOR. Irihor.
What do you do?
Number 4, Ka.
Like a bird.
Number 5, Scorpion 2.
Scorpion L?
Scorpion II. I think it's Scorpion 2.
Wow.
Starring The Rock.
The first scorpion got eaten by a
I may have been
dinosaur,
looking at a
yes.
different list because I feel like I would have seen mine already, but it's okay. We'll get to it. Number 6, oldest recorded name in history. I believe I did this backwards, by the way. We should have gone from 10 to 1. Is it too late to start over? It is, because we made that barley joke.
Yeah. That's staying.
Oh, yeah. We're making t-shirts of that. Number 6, Narmer.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
This is the first detective, probably.
Yeah. Barley detective. Making sure the barley's going where it's supposed to. Number 7, Nyethotep. Strong.
That was pretty good.
Strong. If I didn't already know there's a better one coming up, I would probably have gone with that one. Hor-Aha.
Awful.
Number 9. Oh, I was reading it in reverse the last time. Number 9, and this one's weird. It's spelled Anitta. Which, is that just Anita
Yeah.
was one of the first 10 names of all times. Anita.
Sure. Why not? Pretty cool. Anita.
Yeah.
Anita.
I need a name. Now, okay, this is the one. I would change my name to this right now if it would not be like
You can.
a lot of trouble for me, probably. Yaxeb Zook.
Whoa.
Yaxebxook. Yaxeb Zook. Kind of sounds like Zach a little bit, actually.
There's some Z's in there.
Yeah. Zook.
Yeah, Zook.
Yaxeb Zook.
What's he all about?
I'm obsessed with that one. That was from the circa 90 Common Era. I was kind of a 90s kid too, you know, so.
AD.
From Tikal, modern day Guatemala.
Good coffee.
Yeah, it is good coffee.
Among many other things.
First ruler of the important and powerful city-state Tikal. Ruled much of the surrounding lowland region at the same time, and the city was called Yaxmutal in his honor.
Hell of a guy.
You see...
Nice fella.
Yeah. Got a whole city named after him.
Yeah.
So you see, you learn a little something on Metaphiles, too, is the point of all of this. I think.
That's the whole point?
I guess. Or it will maybe make that last 5 minutes go down a little easier. Maybe people
We're an
played
educational podcast?
I learned a little bit. Maybe people played along at home. If you did, which name did you want? I hope it's not Anita, because you could just be named that.
If you did, message us. Tell us great podcast.
Yeah.
And just don't tell us anything else. Just say that.
Yeah. And don't even tell us which one you picked. Just say great podcast.
Yeah,
Keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah, we don't care.
We don't care.
Yeah.
I picked mine.
My parents picked mine.
Yeah. So, have we gotten down to the very root names? What is it with these names?
We all need them. We all got them.
Yeah. Who says we are that? God did for himself.
Apparently. And then after that, we had to come up with band names and shit like that.
Yeah. Which...
And podcast names, too.
And podcast names, which we did. Did we make the right choice?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like a good choice kind of guy. Just generally speaking.
You in general make good choices.
It's kind of my thing, yeah. It's like my thing.
I mean, you picked one of the best names on the list. It wasn't as good as mine, but I accidentally gave myself an advantage.
Yeah, you did. Which one did I pick?
I forget, one of the shittier ones than mine.
Yeah.
No, let's remember.
I think it was Carl.
It was Carl from ancient Sumer, who was a grain
accountant.
You were Gal Sal.
Oh, yeah.
Gal Sal.
No, I mean, honestly, that's like, yeah, I'm down with that one.
So, should we... Let's intro the podcast at the end. Nobody does that. This is the kind of wild innovations that you're going to get from Metaphiles every week. Let's introduce the podcast at the end using our new names. And then we'll play the song again, because nobody says that we have to talk. So, okay, here we go.
Okay.
Hello, ladies and germs and all, and welcome to Metaphiles. I am Yaxeb Zook. With me, as always, is Gal Sal.
Hey.
And this is Metaphiles, the podcast that talks
to you.
To you. All right, everyone, welcome to Metaphiles, and today, all hour, we're going to be discussing names. We're going to talk about why is this podcast named this? Why are we named what we're named? Why are names at all?
Coming at you after the break, that's 25.5 Metaphiles. All meta all the time. No commercials.
No commercials. But that being said, let's just plug real quick. Jay, you want people to go and check out The Stray?
Yeah. I wrote a book, and it's a damn good book.
It is. I read it. It's good, and I would have no reason to lie about that, and I'm not biased.
You heard it here. Go to denovo.press, DENOVO.press. Buy my book. Read it. Buy it again.
But only read it once.
Read it again, and then buy it again, read it again, buy it.
Oh.
Just we're talking about repeat same customers. Yeah. I believe you have an EP.
That is exactly correct. And if people would like to hear it, they can do so for free by searching our favorite, the internet, for Chop Chop Chang New Era Arcana on bandcamp.com. That is available for pay what you want, aka free, aka pay for it even though it's free. And I think that'll do it for the Metaphiles this week. And as we have been recording, I thought of a possible sign up. You tell me what you think of this. A sign off, rather.
Sure.
If we do like it, then the last thing people will hear on this episode is you saying, yeah, that's good. And if you don't like it, then this episode will continue. So people right now are hoping that you don't like it so that we'll keep talking to them, I'm sure. But
I'll try to not like it.
Okay, you'll try. You'll fail. Here's the sign off.
I try.
All right, folks. That does it for another episode, in this case, the first episode, of the Metaphiles. Maybe this episode sucked, but maybe the next one won't.
I love that. I hated that.
I think the microphones heard the truth.
I can't deny I loved it.
All right.
Maybe this podcast sucked. Maybe the next one won't. We'll see.
Maybe this episode sucked, but maybe the next one won't.
Well, John Lovett CR. We're going to try it out.
Nope, you had your shot.
Damn it.
Okay. So now it's for real, it's going to be the end. So let's say it one more time. Maybe this episode sucked.
Maybe the next one won't.
Metaphiles. Metaphiles.